thrilling last-second win over Whitco last Friday. Chad Patrick's Tippecanoe Valley Vikings blasted Culver Tuesday night with a rare barrage of three-pointers and some strong work on the offensive glass. The Vikings have won 3 straight. Tonight, they come to LaVille, where Michael Edison's Lancers have won 33 in a row. Seniors Riley Cox and Luke Beeler have the Lancers third in Class 2A. All signs point to a good one. Valley and LaVille are next on 46. It is a festive atmosphere at Dale Cox Gymnasium in Lakeville tonight as we get you ready for the holidays with a little treat to stuff in your stocking. The Valley Vikings and the LaVille Lancers meet on the 46th game of the week. And how you doing, everybody? Between the Hall of Famers, Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freeby, and it's great to have you with us for what should be an exciting night of basketball on TV 46. Bob, the Valley Vikings have won 3 in a row coming to this one. Chad Patrick's team is 5-3 on the season, and that's as many wins as they had all of last year. Why is this team getting better?
I think he's got some parts of the team that you can count on. Tanner Trapiti handles the ball really well. Could score a little bit more, but he does what he's supposed to do, and he plays pretty good defense. Parker and Potter are quality players. It's the other guys that jump in once in a while. There was a couple of new heroes the other night. So I think if Timmy Valley's going to be in this game against LaVille, they need the guys that they count on. They need a couple other guys to step up.
LaVille has won 33 in a row, as we mentioned in the open, and they are ranked number 3 in Class 2A. Michael Edison told us earlier this week his seniors have really carried the day on this team.
They have, and he's got a couple of the Beeler boys are pretty good shooters from the outside, give a nice combination there. And then when you look inside, Riley Cox at 6'5", should be a dominant player in this game tonight. Now what he's got to avoid is being overly aggressive on defense and maybe picking up a foul or two, but he's a quality player, and I think Michael Edison's got a nice group. But again, you got program kids that have evolved their way up. They lost a couple of good seniors last year. It's a good team again this year.
I want to talk to Bo Hunt, who will be on the sidelines, about that. We can make a lot about experience, but it's not just the experience that LaVille's players have. It's the experience of playing together that really makes them good.
Yeah, and that's what really makes this team good is how much time they've spent in the offseason just, working on different things together as a group. You can be the best individual out here, the best individual as a team. You guys aren't going to play together as a team. You have to play together, and that's what they call it, play together as a team. Go out there, practice with your guys in the offseason, play some intramural stuff with your teammates in the offseason. You can't do it all in the gym. You have to do it in the offseason as well, playing together, finding those little nuances. If I'm going to go one way versus another way, your teammates is going to know that just by playing with you in the offseason. Just those little nuances is going to be able to take you to the championship.
We're going to get you familiar with these two teams when we take a look at our Jordan Automotive keys to win, touching me and touching you on the 46th game of the week.
This is the WHME TV 46 High School Game of the Week, brought to you by Thor Industries, Teachers Credit Union, Bill's Heating, Jordan Automotive Group, IU South Bend, Electrical Workers Local 153, Crown Trophy, Imagineering Finishing Technologies, and the IHSAA.
This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is brought to you by the Jordan Auto Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. Welcome, everybody, to the pregame show as we look at our keys to win, brought to you by the Jordan Auto Group. And as we take a look at this Tippecanoe Valley team, which comes in with a record of 5-3, they're spearheaded by a couple of double-digit scorers. One of them is 5'8" junior guard Tanner Trapiti, who leads them in scoring with 12.5 points a game and almost 4 rebounds a game. He is one of their better three-point shooters, and he's been in double figures in 6 of their 8 games so far this year. But he'll get some help from 6-foot senior Cam Parker. Parker really made a splash from the outside the other night against Culver. Hit three-pointers in the first quarter and scored 16 points in that game. He's averaging almost 10.5 points a game and 4.5 rebounds. The keys to win for Chad Patrick and the Vikings.
Well, kind of a Christmas story here, Chuck. They got to shoot their eye out. Well, you got to be careful with any kind of a BB gun, but what they're saying there is they got to shoot the ball really well tonight, and they've got to find some people that can help them on a perimeter. You got to get more gifts from rebounding, and that would be hoping that LaVille gives up some rebounds to them, and they got to be fundamentally strong. And this is a team that works really hard. They're well coached, and I think Chad Patrick, their head coach in his second season, has this team moving in the right direction.
Well, everything. First, they're coached by the Edisons, who are just great coaches and even better people, and you know, they're a very methodical team. You're not going to rattle them. They do everything well. But they just flat out can shoot it. And, you know, so our defense is going to be key tonight. We're going to have to get out on the shooters and play a good disciplined defensive game. But, you know, also like to be a little aggressive and maybe get them out of sorts a little bit. I'm just not sure that's quite possible with a Edison coach team. They're always, you know, ready for anything.
Well, LaVille has been fundamentally sound all season. We've touched on this already, the presence of so many seniors. And Bob mentioned the big fellow Riley Cox, the 6'5 senior, averaging almost a double-double. He's got 15 points and 9.5 rebounds a game. Shoots 70% at the foul line. Good free sport athlete who's got a nice touch from outside the arc. And he'll get some help outside from Luke Beeler, the speedy 6-foot senior guard, averages 14 points a game. Leads this team, or is actually second on the team in assists. A terrific long jumper who is committed to run track at Purdue Fort Wayne. The keys to win for Michael Edison and the Lancers.
But they don't want to be Santa Claus on the glass. They want to take care of business. And that's one of the things that they're really concerned about because of how much emphasis Tippy Valley does spend time on rebounding. They need to defend like they're home alone. That could be painful.
Take a page out of Kevin's book.
Exactly right. They got to really hunker down in defense and no early celebrations. They got to play all 32 minutes because Valley is one of those teams that will hang tough and will come after you late in the game. Michael Edison knows that. He's in his 11th season as the head coach here at LaVille.
Well, I think anytime you get a team like Valley, they're going to rebound extremely hard. I mean, you have Bill Patrick, now you have Chad Patrick. They get their guys to play extremely hard. They rebound, they crash the boards. They're a scrappy bunch, resilient. We got to take care of that ball, rebound well. I think they're out-rebounding all of their opponents, so it'll be a tight game.
They are ready for the holidays here at LaVille. They want to celebrate those holidays with a win from the hometown Lancers. It's Valley and LaVille coming up. Those have been the Jordan Automotive Keys to Win on the 46th Game of the Week. And this edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you by Thor Industries, the world's largest RV manufacturer. We are here inside Dale E. Cox Gymnasium, named for the longtime LaVille athletic director. The starting lineup's being introduced. Here's Bob.
First of all, for Tippecanoe Valley, the Vikings will go with Tanner Torpedi. He's a 5'8 junior at guard. Jalen Potter, also a guard, 5'9 junior. Wes Melanson is a forward at 6 foot and a senior. Cam Parker, also forward, 6 foot and a senior. And Jace Potter listed as a forward, but he's going to have to battle inside against the big guy from LaVille. He's a 6'2 junior. And for the LaVille Lancers will go with Connor Wazorek. He's a 5'11 junior at guard. Luke Beeler is a 6 foot senior. He's at a guard. Riley Wagner is listed as a forward. Now you'll see his size at 5'7 and a senior. Can he defend in there as a forward? Yes, he can. Very physical young man, excellent football player. And Jared Beeler will be at a guard. He's a 5'10 senior. Riley Cox, the big man inside, 6'5" and a senior. And the leading scorer in this team and one of the top big men in the area. And we're looking forward to seeing that lineup for LaVille against Tippecanoe Valley.
The Lancers being introduced by the PA system. There you see the big fellow Riley Cox coming out. The series history between these two. goes all the way back to 1974, Valley's first year as a high school. Valley, the larger school in enrollment, leads the series by a count of 12-7. But last year, LaVille, on its way to a perfect regular season, beat the Vikings by a count of 60-43, a scant 364 days ago.
Just 1 day difference. You know what that was last year, Chuck? This 22nd of December? That was the first day the days started getting longer. So you know what today is? The shortest day of the year.
The winter solstice. As we meet the officials for tonight's game, Zach Holder, Zach Sliwa, and Jeff Ward are ready to call this one, as are we. The Lancers in the home whites, the Vikings in their road greens with the white numbers and the gold trim. And we are underway for high school basketball on 46. LaVille comes into this one with a record of 7-0. Their tightest games have been wins over Winnemac by 6 and John Glenn by 5. And Tippy Valley opening up in what looks like a 2-3 zone. Topside triple by Jared Beeler is off the mark, and the rebound down to Wes Melanson of Valley. Here comes Tanner Trapedi for the 5-3 Vikings, who have won their last 3, including a 26-point triumph over Culver on Tuesday night. And LaVille starts off in man-to-man. Cam Parker goes down low to Jace Potter. Trapedi, Parker, now everybody's had a touch on this first possession for Chad Patrick's Vikings.
Never a bad idea.
Jalen Potter, one of the Potter twins, handling the ball up top here now for Valley.
Chuck, one of the things we saw in the JV game and what the program teaches at Valley is the baseline cuts. They like to go backside. There's a nice lob down low.
Potter caught the ball down there, but Trapedi lost the handle, gets it back. We've played a minute 15 and only one shot so far. Jace Potter caught in the lane and gets fouled this time by Connor Wizork. His first and the first on LaVille.
We'd like to thank Bruno's of Lakeville for feeding the production crew tonight. Bruno's of Lakeville, proud to support high school sports. Call in after the game or anytime and try their award-winning pizza. That's Bruno's of Lakeville.
Jace Potter had a solid game on the offensive glass Tuesday night against Culver, but he's only a 47% foul shooter. He got the friendly roll there, and Tippy Valley gets the lead. The 6'2 junior averaging 6 points a game. Tied his career high with 13 the other night against Culver. He's got the first 2 in this one. Riley Cox outside, and there's Connor Wizork, the lone junior in the starting lineup for LaVille. Everybody else is senior. Beeler alley-oop for Luke Beeler. The Cousins couldn't connect that time. And they'll whip it around. Riley Cox for 3 is short, and the rebound to Jace Potter. Jace Potter, one of the Tippecanoe Valley players that Chad Patrick thinks has a really good upside. Says he doesn't know how great he could be.
Dealing with young kids, it's hard to sometimes convince them that you believe in them maybe more than they do.
Trapedi. Now Jalen Potter finds Melanson down on the baseline, but he was shut off nicely.
LaVille does a nice job of shuffling in that zone.
Valley will be very patient here, looking for a good shot. They were able to get it inside to Jace Potter before. He misses the wing jumper here, and a good rebound by Luke Beeler. Here come the Lancers on the run. Jared Beeler for 3. So Jared Beeler gets the first bucket of the night for LaVille. That's his 21st three-pointer of the year to lead the Lancers. He's averaging 12 points a game. Jalen Potter with good penetration, but the pass deflected away, and Tippy Valley will have to reset, trailing by 1 with 5 minutes to go first quarter. Cam Parker handling the ball against Riley Cox. Cox with that length, a good guy to have up top, and then Jace Potter travels down low.
First turnover against Tippecanoe Valley, and some good defense being played inside. Chuck, I'm impressed by Riley Wagner. Again, at 5'7", he was putting a body on the man down low, tried to take a step and get some advantage, travel with the basketball.
That's one thing Michael Edison told us, is even though Wagner is 5'7", he really creates fits down on the post, mainly because of his strength. Wizorek finds Cox underneath, and he got the bucket on the bump. Jace Potter will be called for the foul, and Riley Cox, a 69% foul shooter, will go to the line. You get another look at this one on our 46 replay, and watch Cox just muscle his way down low. He really put the shoulder into Potter that time, but it was Potter called for the foul.
Nice look off the set piece there.
And we'll have our first substitution of the night as Parker Dalrymple comes in, taking the place of Jalen Potter for Valley. Full court pressure offered by LaVille, up 6-2.
Dalrymple, 5'11" senior.
Good passing by Valley to break the press, and Cam Parker goes all the way in, but charges. LaVille is very adept at taking the charge. That time it was Jared Beeler who did it.
Second foul on Tippecanoe Valley here in the first quarter. Folks, Imagineering Finishing Technologies is a world-class metal finishing company specializing in plating, coating, testing, and consulting services. 59 years as the knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. You can reach us online at info@iftworldwide.com.
Riley Wagner, Jared Beeler for three. That's the iron unkind. Melanson had the ball swatted away by Wizorek. Valley will retain possession midway through the first.
Nothing shy about Beeler shooting threes. He's 1 out of 3 so far tonight.
Valley, as we showed you in our open, Chad Patrick's team getting a big shot from Parker Dalrymple last week to beat Whitco, and that's Dalrymple going all the way in, and this time the block called on Wagner of LaVille. You make the call at home as you get a look on the 46 replay.
First foul on Wagner. Boy, I tell you, I couldn't get a good look at his
slide
feet.
a little bit at the last moment after Dalrymple was already in the air. And Parker Dalrymple, a 75% free throw shooter, hits his first. You take a look at Michael Edison, his 11th year as LaVille head coach. Dalrymple hits them both. All of Viking points have come at the foul line, but they're within 2 at 6-4. Here's Cox for three. That's no good. And the rebound comes to Trapiti.
4 rebounds for Valley, just 2 for LaVille, but LaVille shooting the ball pretty well. He had 1 offensive board.
Parker liked the matchup with Wizorek, but Wizorek had help down low. Now Trapiti trying to go around Cox, and Potter open on the wing, but it rims out. Cox, another rebound. Remember, he almost averages a double-double. Wizorek down the baseline. Finds the open Beeler for three. Jared's second three of the first quarter. He has 6.
2 out of 4 so far.
He had 4 of those against Rochester and Pioneer, not to mention South Bend Career Academy. Parker working on Wizorek, shoots right over the top of him and hits. So Cam Parker gets the first field goal of the night for Valley. The All Three Rivers Conference running back, who had over 1,000 yards during the football season, gets his first bucket of the night. Cox outside, Beeler again for 3. Chad Patrick, furious. He wanted a 3-second violation called there and didn't get it. Meanwhile, Parker nearly traveled. Dalrymple's pass deflected out of bounds by Luke Beeler, and both teams will go to the bench. Jimmy Fisher in for LaVille and Jalen Shepard in for Valley.
Valley with the basketball finally got a field goal, but there's a good pass inside.
And Fisher fouls Shepard as he goes up.
That's foul number 44, Jimmy Fisher.
6'2" junior draws his first foul. 3 on the Lancers so far.
Nice screen set up Dalrymple, working on Wagner, couldn't get it to go. And here comes LaVille on the run. Wazorek has Beeler on his right, but instead he threw up a wild shot. Trapiti in a hurry for Valley. Parker 15-footer. Off the mark, but the rebound by Shepard, no. Parker, and there's the offensive glass for Valley. Cam Parker now with 4, but that was a huge concern for Michael Edison coming into this game.
Couple of nice offensive boards there for Valley. They've got 6 rebounds. LaVille with 4.
Well, I saw Valley make a living on the offensive glass on Tuesday night against Culver.
I think they've got a clock malfunction, Chuck, because it says there's only 1:10 left to go in the first quarter. 2 very deliberate teams.
Well, LaVille had not been deliberate until this possession. They had been getting up and down the floor pretty well. Wazorek has it at the top of the key, lost it down the lane, and Valley will get the ball after the LaVille turnover.
Craig Welding and Manufacturing says they support the high school players tonight. Take the work out of your fabrication needs. Simple and diverse, trustworthy quality you can count on. That's Craig Welding and Manufacturing. They're located at 5158 North 825 East in Mentone, Indiana. Or you can visit them at craigwelding.com.
The officials are going to change the call here and give the ball to LaVille. Everybody for LaVille was adamant that that ball had been tipped away from behind, and the back official was able to see that where the front official didn't. Doesn't matter because Valley winds up getting the ball back on the steal off the inbounds. Trapiti handles it up top. He's been quiet so far tonight offensively. Cam Parker finds the big man underneath, but Shepard had it blocked by Cox. And here comes LaVille with 30 seconds left in the quarter. Wazorek. They find the hot hand of Jared Beeler again. 4 threes in the first quarter for Beeler.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jared Beeler Show.
And Tanner Trapiti was able to draw a foul against LaVille, but watch another 3 go up here from Jared Beeler, the 5'10 senior.
He's hit 4 out of 6, too, in addition to the fact that he's got 4.
Jace Potter misses on that alley-oop inbounds. LaVille will get the chance for the last shot. Luke Beeler, you know where he'd like to go, up and fouled with 0.8 seconds left. And they'll call the foul on Parker Dalrymple, and it'll send Luke Beeler, a 77% foul shooter, to the line. The free throw sponsored by R&B Car Company.
Folks, Splendor Boats is proud to sponsor high school sports. Visit them at 2 locations, Warsaw or Silver Lake, or online at SplendorBoats.com. Splendor Boats wants to thank you for a great year, and they look forward to serving you even better in the year ahead. Splendor Boats, small family business for big family fun.
And we thank them for sponsoring our first quarter tonight. A first quarter dominated by the LaVille Lancers, and in particularly Jared Beeler, who hit not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 3-pointers in the first quarter. He has 12 of LaVille's 16, and the Lancers are doubling up Valley on 46. The TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is brought to you by IU South Bend, fulfilling the promise. And we promise you sideline reports with Bo Hunt. They're sponsored by Bill's Heating. Bo, it's all about Jared Beeler in that first quarter, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. He's just got hot from the outside. He was able to knock him down. Tippy Valley's allowing them to do that because they're dropping back in that zone a little bit, playing that zone defense. We'll see if Coach Patrick makes a switch and goes a little bit more man-to-man, or at least gets a man out on Beeler a little bit more, because he was devastating in that first quarter there, guys.
All right, thank you, Bo. Shooting percentages, Bob, favor LaVille, no doubt.
5 out of 11 in that first quarter, including those 4 3-pointers. Meanwhile, Valley 2 out of 10. They did hit 4 out of 4 from the free throw line.
That's what's keeping them in it right now. Alex Kraft handles the ball for Valley here. But Cam Parker will handle it outside. Parker had 4 points in that first quarter, looking for number 6 right there. So the 6-foot senior fires in the 15-footer. Meanwhile, can LaVille continue to find Jared Beeler for 3? Not that time. Potter had the ball knocked away, but right into the hands of Trapiti on the rebound. You'll meet Tanner at halftime along with Riley Cox, our TCU Student Athletes of the Week. 3 on the way from Dalrymple, rims out. Cox another rebound.
Good looking shot by Dalrymple. That would have made it a 1-possession 3-point game.
Instead, a 3 at the other end. Leighton Sharnecki off the mark. And here comes Parker and the Vikings. Parker all the way down, and a blocking foul called on Jared Beeler, his first.
Warsaw Engineering and Fabricating says, come discover a tradition of superior quality metal fabrication and equipment solutions. You're sure to find a great fit with any project at Warsaw Engineering and Fabricating. Be sure to visit them at warsaweng.com.
Cam Parker gets a lot of points at the foul line. He is a physical presence. You would expect that from an all-conference running back. As you see Aiden Doyle check in for LaVille. Cam Parker averaging 10 points a game, has 7 already in this one. A 70% foul shooter makes them both. And as Michael Edison told us, the Vikings just find a way to hang around in these games, and they're only down by 4 right now. Jared Beeler, now to Doyle. The quarterback on the football team distributes the ball. Cox had it go off his hand, but saved it right into the hands of a Viking, and Wagner punched it out of bounds. Valley will get the ball on the LaVille turnover.
Third turnover for the Lancers, 2 for Vikings so far.
Melanson checks in. Parker takes a seat. So now the legitimate question to ask about Valley is, where will the points come from?
Parker's been the hot hand. See if they get some of the backdoor screens. That was very effective, as we said. It's one of the things they like to do.
Potter flashed into the post but couldn't hit the shot, and the rebound to Wagner. He faded a little bit on that shot. If he goes straight up, he probably hits it. Ball out of bounds off Valley. It'll be LaVille ball, and Parker's rest was not a legal.
He either hits it or he gets fouled, I think, in that situation. But he's 0 for 4 so far tonight. Cold start.
And that's been a problem for Valley throughout the season. They only shoot 38% from the field as a team. Guess who splashes another 3? His 5th of the night. It's Jared Beeler, and everybody else's world. And then I think we have a delay of game call here against LaVille as they grab the ball coming out of the net. But Beeler, Jared Beeler, has 15 of the 19 so far for LaVille.
And he's 5 out of 8. Great percentage from 3-point range.
Came into the game 20 of 57 on the year from beyond the arc. So Valley down by 7. Parker misfired on the 3, but the ball tipped outside. Dalrymple can't hit either. Melanson another rebound. Parker into the lane for 2, and if there was a degree of difficulty, that would have been 3. Here comes Cox the other way. Alex Kraft decides to guard Beeler by the half-court stripe. Not a bad idea. Riley Cox, though, open for 3, is short. Melanson a rebound, and boy, Valley has dominated the boards.
They really have. Riley Cox is shooting the ball from the outside, which he's wont to do, but boy, you'd think with the opportunity they could have with him inside, especially when you've got a guy on the outside hitting the threes, and Jared Beeler.
Jace Potter likes the matchup down low, but goes outside to Parker, and Riley Cox draws that defensive assignment. Dalrymple down low. Potter outside to Parker for 3. And the rebound comes to Riley Cox. He's had a handful of those already. Jared Beeler. Now Cox, guarded by Kraft. Still by 5 midway through the second quarter. Second quarter brought to us by our friends at Splendor Boats. They work it around to Aiden Doyle. Cox cross court, that's Luke Beeler for 3. And a rebound to Jace Potter, and he was fouled from behind by Wagner, and that's the second on the LaVille forward.
10 rebounds for Valley, including 4 offensive boards, 7 for LaVille.
Trapedi and Jalen Shepard will check back in for Valley as Dalrymple and Jace Potter check out.
Folks, Teachers Credit Union understands the importance of growing your future, whether you're growing your family, your square footage, or your business. Teachers Credit Union is here for you with financial solutions that will help you succeed. Visit tcunet.com to start growing your future today. They're federally insured by the NCUA. They are an equal housing opportunity lender.
Tanner Trapedi, leading scorer on the year, had a very bad shooting night on Tuesday night. I wonder if that's shaken his confidence. He has not taken more than 1 shot here tonight. Parker misfires off the back of the rim. Ball pops loose, off Kraft. No, it goes off LaVille. It'll be Valley ball.
Well, Cam Parker tonight is 4 out of 5 from the field, but he's 0 for 3 from three-point range. So he, on the night, is 4 out of 8, but when he gets inside, he's a lot more effective, obviously.
Tell you what, Chad Patrick will take 4 out of 8 from any player on this floor, with a team that came into the game shooting 38% from the floor. And he addressed that in his post-game show on radio the other night. He said, we're not going to be a good shooting team until guys take extra time in the gym after practice to do it. Here's Trapedi, and he's fouled on the way up by Doyle.
First foul on Aiden Doyle.
So Tanner Trapedi, the best free throw shooter on this Valley squad at 79%. 5'8" junior, played with the unified football team this season that went to the state finals for Valley, and he gets his first point of the night. As you take a look at Chad Patrick, in his second season, Whitko grad, then went to Grace College. Trapedi can't hit that one, but the rebound no good. Another offensive rebound for Valley, and it's lost out of bounds off LaVille. Valley retains possession.
That is 6 offensive boards on the night for Valley.
And Michael Edison looking for anybody who can rebound, so Bobby Good, the 6'3" sophomore, gets put in the game for Jimmy Fisher.
Entering the Lancer lineup, number 22, Bobby Good.
And here's Valley, not shooting the ball well at all tonight, but still within 4. Parker, though, could not hit that one, and here's Doyle with a carry. Jared Beeler, the star of the night so far with 15 points, but he makes a turnover here, and Dalrymple has the Vikes within 2. At the other end, Doyle finds Beeler. Doyle, now Luke Beeler. Doyle launches the 3. Can't get it to go, and here's Valley after a Potter rebound with a chance to tie or take the lead in this possession.
You have to run your sets on that team for LaVille when Riley Cox is on the bench.
Potter, though, couldn't come up with the pass down low. Too much traffic. Stolen away by Trapedi. He'll go the distance, and we are tied. And the number 3 team in 2A finds itself in a dogfight here in the first half. Another LaVille turnover. The Lancers will go to the bench as Sharnecki and Cox come back in.
Folks, if you're interested in improving all areas of your fitness program or sport, join the Strength and Conditioning Center in Mishawaka. That's Beacon Sports Performance. They offer youth, high school, and adult performance training. Visit the website at beaconhealthandfitness.org. Do it today.
Parker working on Cox. Now Trapedi will help him out.
Might be a lot of people doing that after the first year, right, Parker?
Oh, no doubt. And Dalrymple charges. The second charge taken tonight by Jared Beeler. And the second foul on Parker Dalrymple.
Well, we are hooked in one, aren't we? 1:34 to go, first half.
Tied at 19.
Could wind up being one of our classics during the summer months.
Michael Edison calling out the play from the LaVille bench. Cox with only 3 points tonight, but they go down low, and Melanson knocked it away and out of bounds. It stays with LaVille. No, it goes to Valley. Cox can't believe the call.
I thought that was the right call. We'll get a chance to see it again, but both players selling out. Boy, I love the effort we're seeing out of both teams tonight.
You take a look right there, and yep, Cox knocked it out of his hands and out of bounds. Good call, Buff. Back to live action. Dalrymple for three in the lead. Parker Dalrymple's 10th three-pointer of the year and a steal. But Valley nearly threw it away. Chad Patrick wants to settle it down. His team up by 3 with the ball.
He tried to get the ball over to Michael Edison.
Parker got Cox off of him enough and then lowered the shoulder.
Good hustle by Cox.
Second foul on Cam Parker. And Wazorek will check back in for Leighton Zarnecki as you take a look at the LaVille students down along the baseline.
Chad Patrick talking to the official about that call, but I thought maybe we'd see Cam Parker go to the bench here in the final 32 seconds.
Yeah, you're playing with fire. Now Beeler for 3 again. Luke Beeler the rebound. Cox puts it up and in.
Big offensive board there for LaVille.
Valley leading by 1 will hold for the last shot. Dalrymple. Now Parker. Under 5. Parker swatted by Cox. Luke Beeler from half court can't get it off. But the Valley Vikings get to go to the locker room with the lead. Up 22-21 at the intermission. Chad Patrick really wanted a foul called on that last play. Didn't get it. He continues to plead his case. Isn't going to get anywhere with it. And the officials are telling Chad Patrick, you need to go to the locker room. But before he does, he'll stop by and talk with Bo Hunt for a Bills Heating sideline report.
Chad, you're able to weather the storm from the three-point barrage from the outside from Beeler. Your guys stayed in it, battle, came back. You guys lead at halftime. Just thoughts in the first half.
That's just what these guys do. They just battle. They don't go away. You know, we're not the best shooters in the world, but we play, you know, very, very tough and hard-nosed defense, and we've kind of taken pride in playing ugly and winning ugly, and that's the way we're going to have to win. And the kids have embraced that, and they're just really hard-nosed kids, and I love them. They play hard.
You got a couple kids in with 2 fouls, little bit of foul trouble.
Yeah, I almost took them out. I was afraid of getting a third one there, but, you know, they got us back in it. I rode them, so we'll see what happens. But it was a great first half, you know, on the road against a 7-0 team. Couldn't, you know, all we could ask for, being up 1.
Thanks for your time, Chad. Back to you guys.
Winning ugly was a theme for the White Sox when they won it all. It might be the theme for Valley tonight, looking for its 4th straight. The Vikings have strapped their way to a 22-21 lead on number 3 LaVille here on 46.
And welcome back to Dale E. Cox Gymnasium at LaVille High School. We have a chance to interview our Student Athletes of the Week, brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com. They'll tell you how you can become a member today. Welcome back, everybody. Alongside, on my right side from LaVille High School is Riley Cox, and on my left side from Tippecanoe Valley High School is Tanner Trapiti. And Tanner, we're going to talk to you first. Congratulations on all you're doing academically and athletically involved in basketball and baseball.
Yep, thank you, appreciate it.
What's your favorite sport?
Baseball.
I understand you are thinking about maybe trying to play that in college?
Yep, that's the plan as of now.
Any idea where you're going?
I'm not sure yet. Butler, IU, I want to try to get into IU. Butler, one of those schools.
For you, talk about the when you're involved in two sports, it's almost like a year-round deal. I mean, if you get a chance, you're throwing up some baskets, and you're playing baseball all summer. How do you handle the time management constraints that you have?
School is always first. I'm always trying to get my schoolwork done first. If I have any homework, trying to get it done in school so then I can focus on sports in the evening. That's just the big thing, is getting schoolwork done first.
Make some priority decisions there, don't you?
Yep.
Talk about your support troops at home. I mean, the people that make a difference in your life, help you be successful.
Yeah, my mom and my dad are a huge part of it. They've been there with me since the start, always coming to all my games, being huge support no matter what I do. And my grandparents have also been a huge support in my life, coming to all my games, and support's the #1 thing, and wouldn't be here without them.
Well, it's kind of a successful combination. Your sister stood where you're standing now. She was one of our student athletes when she was playing, and understand she's doing well at college.
Yep, very well. Taylor's a senior and Olivia is a freshman.
Good for them. And your mother's still coaching?
Yes, sir.
Give her our best, will you?
Yep.
All right, Tanner Trapiti with us from Tippecanoe Valley High School, one of our student athletes, and Riley Cox is on my right side here. Riley, first of all, congratulations on everything you're involved with, not only with baseball and basketball, you're also involved with the band, which is quite an undertaking and a great combination.
Yeah, it's very exciting, very fun. A lot of work, a lot to do. So
I'll tell you what, when you're that busy, you know, the band people, swimmers, band members, and wrestlers always, I think, work harder than a lot of the other sports.
Yeah.
And you're doing it all, and you know, you're spending time working on your music in addition to what you do during school. It's a lot of time management issues, isn't it?
yes, a lot of them. I just try and focus on my schoolwork, like Tanner said. Always school comes first, and then just try not to procrastinate, basically, because procrastination is huge, I think. Just procrastination, yep.
Well, I'm a victim of that myself. Yeah. Talk about what's ahead for you as far as your college plans.
I plan on going to Trine University to study computer engineering and play basketball.
Well, you should have a good opportunity to do that. We wish you well with that. Talk about your support team and the people behind you.
My mom and my dad also from day one have been there. You know, my dad's really been pushing me, getting me into the gym, you know, starting me young with AAU and stuff, going since 4th grade. Also, my cousin and my grandpa have been there for me since day one, doing the same thing, just support me. And I like to kind of model my game after my cousin Darren, so.
Good for you, and I'll tell you what, the harder you work, the luckier you get on the court, right?
Yeah, yep.
Works out nice. Congratulations, Tanner.
Thank you.
All right. Tanner Trapiti from Tippecanoe Valley and Riley Cox from LaVille High School, our Student Athletes of the Week, brought to you by TCU. They remind you to go online at tcunet.com. They'll tell you how you can become a member today. We're back with some halftime stats and highlights in just a moment. You're watching the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you by Bill's Heating, keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951. The Tippecanoe Valley Vikings trying to spring a statewide upset. They lead the third-ranked team in Class 2A LaVille 22-21 on the Lancers' home floor here at the intermission. Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel courtside, and partner, after falling behind by 8, very impressed with the scrap and fight shown by Valley in this one.
And Michael Edison's got to be in there talking to his guys about a number of things. Number one, he doesn't want to make big adjustments before the halftime, so you go in and talk about it. But they hit all the three-pointers in the first quarter, and then they fell in love with the three-pointer and wound up having just 5 out of 15 in the first half, and Valley took advantage.
Let's show you how it got to be this way inside Dale Cox Gymnasium. As Bob mentioned, they were hitting the three-pointers, and the guy hitting them in the first quarter was Jared Beeler. He not only knocked in 4 three-pointers in the first quarter, he staked his team to a 16-8 lead after one. And after he hits this topside triple, watch what he'll do here off this little inbounds pass. Well, he's got one more from the wing that he's got to hit in the first quarter. Then off the inbounds pass, he just steps back into the corner, hits the three in the second quarter, but then Valley started to scrap back, mainly behind the offensive Cam Parker. He had 10 points in that first half for Tippecanoe Valley, and LaVille was its own worst enemy at time, making turnovers that Valley turned into points. Parker Dalrymple 7 points in the first half. They were able to go down low, and even when things seemed to be going LaVille's way, Tanner Trapiti comes over, forces the turnover, goes the distance for the layup. As we look at the first half numbers, not impressive for either team in terms of shooting the ball.
No, it really wasn't, Chuck. And when you look at being 7 out of 19, 37%, you're better than your opponent. On the other hand, the Vikings, 7 out of 23 from the field, just 30%. That three-point shot in the second quarter, especially for the Lancers, was really their undoing, as they were just 1 out of 7 in the second quarter, wound up 5 out of 15 in the first half, 2 out of 3 from the line. Valley, meanwhile, out-rebounded the Lancers by a margin of 13-9, and that was a big effort, and that's one of the things that they do. They rebound well.
So it's 22-21 Valley at halftime. We're back with second half play-by-play from Lakeville after this on 46. Of the 46th game of the week, brought to you by the electrical workers of Local 153. They're making our community brighter. Bo, I know you didn't get a chance to talk with Michael Edison, but what kind of adjustments do you think he'll try to make here in the second half?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is they shot the three well while Jared Beeler shot the three well. Other than that, they really didn't shoot the three well, and they were throwing it up anybody and everybody that had was open. I think they need to work it inside to Riley Cox a lot more. He needs to be a force in there. He's able, he's open. Just be strong with that ball and take it up. If they work that inside, it's going to open up that the outside back up. So work it inside to Cox a little bit more, guys.
Third quarter brought to us by Splendor Boats. LaVille starts with possession, trailing by 1. Connor Wazorek. And now Luke Beeler for 3. Well, they didn't go inside. They didn't listen to Bo. Instead, Valley gets the rebound and has the ball in the lead. Cam Parker, who had 10 points in that first half, handles it up top.
Chad Patrick got to be thrilled with the effort he's getting out of his team. I mean, they're on the road. They're playing the number 3 team in the state.
And he'll tell you, he's had no problem with the effort of his team all year. Feels very strongly they really should be 6-2 coming into this one. They lost a heartbreaker to Knox in a game where they missed 4 layups. Here's Trapiti inside the arc, missing. The offensive rebound, though, is going to go to Valley because it went out of bounds off Jared Beeler.
Tanner Trapiti having kind of a tough night. He's one of the guys that they need to go to. He's a quality athlete, good junior.
Here at the other end, the ball goes awry, and here comes Valley. Pull-up jumper, no good. And the rebound comes down to Luke Beeler. Got a foul called underneath. This will be on Parker Dalrymple, and that's his 3rd. So he'll quickly come out, and Alex Kraft goes back in for the Vikings.
Dalrymple did not start the ball game. It started the second half for Valley. Played some pretty good minutes in that first half. Valley had 4 players who figured in the scoring in the first half. LaVille just 3.
And another turnover for LaVille. Trapiti goes coast to coast. He now has 5, and the Vikings lead by 3. Wazorek's topside triple is no good. He gets the offensive rebound as nobody bothered to collect it. LaVille trying to move the ball around. Now they finally go to Cox inside, working against Potter. It goes up and under for the bucket. Nice moves by Riley Cox, who has 7.
Welcome to the baseline, young man. He needs to get inside there.
They've got the tallest player on the floor in Cox at 6'5". They might as well use him.
Really is an anomaly in these 2 lineups. I mean, he's by far the biggest guy.
And he has good length, too, with those arms. Cross-court pass, Melanson for 3. That's no good. And the rebound comes to Cox. The Lancers with a chance to regain the lead.
Closing up that rebounding margin as well.
Luke Beeler from the wing is off the mark. Kraft gets a rebound. Neither team will be enamored with its shooting numbers tonight. Cam Parker lobs it down low for Jace Potter. He's got a mismatch against Wagner, but he brought the ball down and drew the foul.
Like the foul's going to be against the big man Riley Cox, his first.
And it'll send Jace Potter to the line for 2. That's where he got his only 2 points of the night so far. They're sponsored by R&B Car Company. And that one finds a home as well.
Look like breakfast right there, a sweet roll.
And a vitamin with lots of iron.
There you go.
Mr. Potter makes them both.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter.
And he's got 4. The Valley lead back up to 3. Zork thought about the 3. Valley trying to extend that 2-3 zone, but there's some holes in the middle of it if LaVille will attack. Beeler, though, from outside the arc, can't hit that one, and a nice rebound by Cam Parker.
Beeler had a good look. He might have still been moving a little bit when he let it go.
Drive by Parker, but he charged. Wave off the basket. That time it was Riley Wagner collecting the fall.
3 fouls now on Cam Parker.
And decision time for Chad Patrick. This time Wagner had set up, and he set up well outside the rim. That's the 3rd charge the Lancers have taken tonight. It's something that they pride themselves on, and if you remember Michael Edison as a player at both Plymouth and Bethel, you'll understand why. Cox down low to Wagner, but he got fouled by Kraft.
Chuck, one of the things that Valley has to worry about right now, the Parker brothers, now they're not both named Parker, but Cam Parker has 3 fouls, and so does Parker Dalrymple, so they got to be a little cautious with those 2.
Beeler's topside 3 is short. Jared Beeler, though, gets the offensive rebound. Wazorek has not scored yet tonight. Here's a young man that averages 9 a game. Jared Beeler, as LaVille tries to figure out a way to set its offense. Well, there's a good guy to go to, Riley Cox. Now Jared Beeler for 3. Not this time. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Wagner. It'll be Valley ball, and LaVille trying to avoid its first loss since 2016. They have won 33 straight. They last lost February 10th, 2016 to Triton. 3:51 to go, 3rd quarter. Valley by 3 on 46. Edition of the 46 game of the week brought to you in part by Crown Trophy. They're nationally known and locally owned. And Bob, we have a real anomaly tonight with these 2 assistant coaches because they've combined for 1,210 wins in their careers.
Even though they're both in their mid-30s, they're terrific representatives, not only of Tippecanoe Valley and Bill Patrick's case, and Jack Edison had such a great run, state champions down in Plymouth, but they're great representatives of high school basketball, Indiana high school basketball, both great careers, and great to have them both in the house at the same time.
It was interesting to talk to both head coaches this week, Chad Patrick at Valley, Michael Edison at LaVille. They both said, we have these amazing resources that we can turn to that very few other coaches around the state have. We'd be foolish not to use them.
Absolutely, and I know that's why you talk to me on a regular basis.
Exactly. I mean, there's almost 82 years of broadcasting.
That's right.
Valley with the near turnover. It goes off the head of Riley Wagner and out of bounds.
Wagner did a great job of breaking on that ball. It's like the linebacker looking for a flat pass. Did a good job.
He was an IFCA All-State linebacker last season. Jace Potter over Wagner, can't hit, and Cox soared for the rebound. Wazorek around Trapiti, travels.
Folks, while you're cheering on your favorite team from the stands, know that Thor Industries is your biggest fan. As the largest RV manufacturer in the world and with 16 Thor companies in northern Indiana, we have a spot for you in our starting lineup. Visit ThorIndustries.com and let yourself get started. New year starting out, be a great opportunity.
Parker on the drive. Now Trapiti from the foul line, short. The rebound, though, to Melanson. And Chad Patrick says, fellas, let's take our time.
Another big offensive board for Valley.
Under 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Valley has Kraft. Throw it away. What a play by Wagner. Here's Wazorek on the break for 2. But that was all set up by Riley Wagner, and now here comes the full court pressure from LaVille.
And Wazorek got on the board. You got to be careful to get him started.
Cox poked it away from behind. LaVille could take the lead with a bucket here. And Cox was fouled.
A couple of turnovers for Valley is giving LaVille a chance. But Chuck, during that last break, I said, we were talking a little bit off the air, I said, I think LaVille's got to get more aggressive. They got to be a little bit tougher, and it looks like Michael's ramped up the defense a little bit here out of that timeout.
Luke Beeler couldn't score on the inbounds pass, though. Shepard with the rebound. Valley still in front. Parker in the corner. Cross court. Trapiti got tripped and traveled.
Got to be a travel. Yep. Good call.
Melanson trying to lobby for a blocking call, but just getting the silent head shake.
Valley had the big advantage in turnovers in that first half. It's all even now for the ballgame.
Less than 2 to go in the third. See the clock in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen on the Thor Industries scoreboard. Cox nearly had it stolen away. Valley doing a much better job of covering up Jared Beeler in the offense here in the second half, but he got loose there. Wazorek, a key offensive rebound, and the little floater won't go. And then Wazorek over the back.
Zorek's second personal foul. Boy, Beeler's had 3 good looks here in the second half. 2 of them splashed in and out, just wouldn't stay.
Nothing really dropping for either team in this one. Wazorek now with 3 fouls.
Seems like we were here not too long ago when somebody hit 5 3-pointers. I guess that was earlier today.
Much like Valley the other night when they hit 4 out of 5 to begin the game from 3-point range and then missed their next 18. It hasn't been quite that bad for LaVille, but it hasn't been good.
Skip pass has been pretty effective.
Dalrymple had the pass knocked away by Luke Beeler into the hands of his cousin Jared.
Lancer's doing a good job of getting in those passing lanes.
And Jared Beeler for 3. The Penn transfer hits that one. He has 18 tonight, all on 3-point shots. And LaVille is back in front by 2.
I love shooters that shoot to get hot and shoot to stay hot. He missed 3 in a row and knocked that one down.
Let's see if Valley can be disciplined enough to hold for 1 shot. Trapiti, pull-up jumper. It nestles home. Tanner now with 7. Tied at 28. LaVille could take the last shot. Wazorek was left open. Wazorek will take the 3 and make the 3. And LaVille will take the lead to the 4th. Connor Wazorek, the 5'11 junior, with his 4th 3-pointer of the year. And that's the difference in this one as we go to the 4th. LaVille leads at 31-28 on 46. TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is brought to you by Imagineering Finishing Technologies. IFT, where quality is a way of life. A way of life for us is a sideline report. And Bo Hunt, back and forth we go. LaVille with a couple of 3s at the end of the quarter to take the lead.
I think one of the biggest things that I've seen throughout this game is the way Tippy Valley's crashed the boards and the way they've boxed out. It's one of those arts that you can't just know or anything like that. You've got to practice those types of things in practice. And I'm sure with the coaching staffs that they've had with the Bill Patrick and the Jack Edisons and the old school way of doing it, you really have to be taught that way in practice. And the way Tippy Valley is really just going after the boards is something that's really going to look forward for them for the rest of the season and make their team better because of that. And you can see tonight just the difference that they have and the way they attack the board than the way LaVille does, guys.
You certainly get the feeling that in that 3A sectional that they play in, Valley can certainly be a factor once some of their football guys become basketball players.
That's right.
Cam Parker starting to show that tonight. He had 10 points in the first half, but didn't score at all in the third quarter. Parker goes up with the jumper here and can't get it to go. Hustles down the loose ball, but Riley Wagner another steal. Here's Cox down the baseline, finds Wazorek. Luke Beeler gets it to his cousin Jared. Wazorek fouled by Melanson.
Good first step there, good quickness to get around. Melanson had to give him a little body shot there.
5 team fouls now on Valley. That could become a factor as we go deeper into the fourth quarter.
Teams in this game working toward a great finish, and so is a team from Imagineering Finishing Technologies. Partners with industries including aerospace, automotive, military and defense, medical and precision machining. At IFT, quality is a way of life.
Fourth quarter tonight brought to us by Splendor Boats. That's Luke Beeler for 3. And the rebound to Riley Wagner going on the floor. That kid plays with a tremendous amount of heart. Jared Beeler for 3. Yes, sir. His 7th of the night. He has 21 points. And LaVille back up to a 6-point lead.
7 3-pointers.
Trapiti had it knocked away by Wazorek.
Eight turnovers for Valley, and they've got 5 of them in the second half.
Luke Beeler for 2. Chad Patrick wants a timeout. 6:21 to go in regulation, and LaVille matches its biggest lead of the night at 8 on 46. Edition of the 46 Game of the Week brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV 46 for 30 years.
We want to thank Bruno's of Lakeville. They fed our production crew tonight, did a great job. Bruno's of Lakeville, proud to support high school sports. Call in after the game or anytime. Try their award-winning pizza. Don't forget, a lot of bowl games coming up. Is there anything better than a Bruno's pizza at football or basketball this time of year?
My slice that I got tonight was tasty.
Well, that's one of the things with Bruno's. One slice is usually a pretty good meal.
That's right.
Yeah.
You saw a moment ago, we've got Northridge and Warsaw. When we come back and join you after the new year, we'll go into the Northern Lakes Conference. Chance to meet Scott Radiker, the new coach at Northridge. They got a nice overtime win over Washington last night, while Warsaw was beating Whitco.
Starting to really heat up for the boys' side. The girls' basketball already well into the second half.
Down low, Jace Potter gets a key basket there. He's got 6 points tonight, cutting the lead to 6. That was a nice call by Chad Patrick coming out of the timeout.
It really was. They needed a bucket right there.
LaVille will get very patient now. Wazorek, well, that's not my idea of patience.
I was going to say, Wazorek had 5 points in the third quarter. He got started. And Luke Beeler, who had started out the ball game, 0 for 7, hit a layup. He got on the board, so.
The Edison fellas looking at each other on the bench like, did you call that? Because I didn't call that. Parker fouled by Wazorek now, who now has 4.
And he might get a little bench time.
Michael letting his point guard know that he's got 4 fouls. As Dalrymple gets the basketball, and I'd be a little bit surprised here if they didn't have Trapiti try to go right at Wazorek.
No question.
Down by 6 with 5:27 to go. Parker, now Dalrymple. Dalrymple, nice little pull up with the left, couldn't get it to go, but look at Jace Potter get another offensive rebound. Beeler knocks the pass out of bounds.
Craig Welding and Manufacturing takes the work out of your fabrication needs. Simple, diverse, trustworthy, qualities you can count on. Craig Welding and Manufacturing, located at 5158 North, 825 East in Mentone, Indiana. Or you can visit them on the website at craigwelding.com.
Parker kind of lost the handle on his dribble, but got it back. Now Potter down low. Oh, he had a mismatch height-wise with Wagner. And instead, too much passing, gets the ball stolen. LaVille on the break, all the way in for the layup. Jared Beeler, oh, he can make it too.
He did. And that's 5 points for Beeler in the fourth quarter.
And 23 for the game.
7-2 run here in the fourth quarter for the LaVille Lancers, looking more like the number 3 team in the state right now.
Sparked by the 3 by Wazorek at the end of the fourth, or at the end of the third, I should say. That could be our electrifying play of the game tonight. Potter. Now Trapiti with the ball. LaVille doing a good help and recover on defense, but that time they didn't help enough on Parker Dalrymple, and he hits his second 3 of the night. He now has 10, his 4th game in double figures this year.
Back to a 5-point ball game.
And the Lancers will be content to work the ball outside. Wazorek.
He wanted to, didn't he?
Cox inside. Back to Wazorek outside. Now Luke Beeler for 3. Luke Beeler, with his 8th three-pointer of the year, now has 6. And they get that back up to an 8-point lead.
He made his last 2.
Trapiti finds an open man, but Melanson was covered up quickly. Now they go down low, and Potter is fouled by Wagner. If it comes down to a free throw shooting contest, you like your odds with LaVille. Look at what they did to John Glenn the last time out. They scored their last 16 points of the game at the line against the Falcons.
Still a common foul, be out of bounds to Valley. Folks, Splendor Boats is proud to sponsor high school sports. Visit them at 2 locations, Warsaw or Silver Lake, or online at splendorboats.com. Splendor Boats wants to thank you for a great year, and they look forward to serving you even better in the years ahead. Splendor Boats, small family business for big family fun.
The foul is called on Connor Wazorek, and he's done for the night. He goes to the bench with 5 points, so the all-conference baseball player will have to watch this one from the sidelines. And it looks like Aiden Doyle will check back in for LaVille, up by 8 with 3:12 to go.
Now, you don't need Doyle necessarily to help you offensively, you just need to help you defensively.
And it takes away a key ball handler for LaVille down the stretch. Potter with the left hand can't get it to go. Wagner, another rebound, but he threw it away.
Vikings have fallen behind in the turnovers, and the rebounding now is fairly close. Just a couple of rebound advantage for the Vikings.
Chad Patrick looking on from the Valley bench. Melanson inside to Potter. And Beeler knocks it away.
Warsaw Engineering and Fabrication. Come discover a tradition of superior quality metal fabrication and equipment solutions. You're sure to find a great fit with any product at Warsaw Engineering and Fabricating. Be sure to visit them at warsaweng.com.
Valley just can't get open looks. Now Melanson finally got one, and he hits his first 3 of the night. And Valley will take a timeout with 2:42 to go in regulation, trailing by 5 on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is brought to us in part by Thor Industries. They're the world's largest RV manufacturer. Well, Valley has been working under a speed limit of 40 this year. They're 5-0 when they score more than 40. They're 0-3 when they score less. They're a little bit below that 40 mark right now with 2:40 to go in this one.
We thought it might be a game we decided with somebody getting around 50 points. That's kind of where we're headed.
But in order to get there, LaVille will have to hit some free throws, and Valley might have to do some fouling. They only have 5 team fouls so far. And Luke Beeler is doing his best to help his team out. He now has 8.
He got 7 of those here in the fourth quarter.
Valley looking for a hero, somebody who can hoist some threes. Is it Parker? Not that time. Rebound, Potter got knocked to the ground. Trapiti for 3 is short. Rebound still loose on the floor. A lot of bodies falling all over the place. Parker got the ball and had it taken away by Luke Beeler. And then a bumping foul on Alex Kraft, and he's lucky he didn't get a tee right there.
Got to be careful there, Alex. Over there talking to Chad Patrick, who's admonishing him as much for his behavior as for the foul. I can live with one, I can't live with the other.
But look at this wild scrum on the floor, and somehow out of the popcorn popper, LaVille got the ball.
He did, there's the bump right there. Kraft just a sophomore. It's a learning process, he'll be better for that.
Parker, he's got 3 fouls. But he bumps Cox there for his 4th, and that'll put the LaVille senior at the line. Free throws tonight sponsored by R&B Car Company. Riley Cox, 1 for 1 at the stripe tonight. 3-sport athlete. Hits that one, he has 8.
A little under his scoring average, but he's done some good things out there. His presence alone defensively makes a difference in that post area.
He is the great-grandson of the man this gym is named for, Dale E. Cox. And he makes them both. LaVille with its biggest lead of the night with 1:43 to go.
What a good time to have that if you're LaVille.
Trapiti throws it away.
Well, you got to give credit to Tippecanoe Valley. They forced LaVille to step up their game and play better here in the second half, certainly in the fourth quarter. But those turnovers by Valley in the second half have been just their undoing.
Cox down the lane, and he's fouled on the way up. Remember, this was a 28-28 game with about 3 seconds left in the third quarter. And Valley has erupted offensively here in the fourth.
Foul number 40, Jace Potter. Riley Cox.
Just a second foul on Potter.
So Cox, who is a big Cubs fan, hits the free throw, and he's in double figures once again. Ten points on the night for Riley, his career high 22 against Winnemac.
As a team now, LaVille 6 out of 7 from the free throw line, doing what they do.
Melanson and the Vikings have to hoist shots in a hurry here, so Trapiti will take care of that. Tanner now in double figures with 10. Tanner trying to draw a push-off foul there against Beeler and might have had a case, but didn't get the call. Cox, and a 5-second call.
Wow.
Will give the Vikings possession, trailing by 8 with a minute left. Well, we've seen stranger things happen.
I got a feeling Michael Edison didn't agree with that call. He thought there was some progress being made along the way.
And while he's smiling, he's being vociferous to Zach Sleewa.
And he's talking to him.
Down low, Jace Potter up and over, but couldn't hit the shot. He'll get another chance at it and do it. Potter with 8 tonight. 6-point game. Valley not out of this yet. At the other end, though, Luke Beeler has had himself a huge fourth quarter. He now has 10 points in the game. 3 Lancers in double figures. Melanson for 3. And Valley will take a timeout with 25.9 left, trailing by 5.
Melanson with 2 3-pointers here in the fourth quarter. Folks, Imagineering Finishing Technologies is an Indiana company that impacts industries worldwide. Over half a century of quality and excellence has made them the industry knowledge source. We support the efforts of the young people in this game tonight. We're working toward the same goal, after all. That is a great Christmas. I mean, a great finish. Yeah, we're all working for a great Christmas, and we wish everyone watching our broadcasts. All the best.
And speaking of broadcasters, there is the great Rita Price, a legendary figure in Indiana broadcasting. First woman play-by-play announcer that I ever remember in the state of Indiana. She is so revered in Warsaw. The studios that WRSW broadcasts from are named the Rita Price Showcase Studios. And I hope that someday she joins you in the Indiana Sportscasters Hall of Fame.
I don't think there's any question. Rita's been such an advocate, not only for the sports that she covers, but also just loves the kids, loves the community, and always great to see Rita. What a wonderful young lady.
And Bob doesn't get to see too much of anybody after the game. He gets right in the Nagelmobile and heads on up to Milwaukee, because tomorrow it's Notre Dame women's basketball on Pulse FM. The Irish taking on number 19 Marquette. 1:40 for tip-off from Milwaukee. Here's a foul called against Jace Potter. They'll send Riley Cox back to the stripe.
A little colder out, partner. I could just drive across the bottom of the lake, right?
Well, I don't think you need to take your chances on that.
Nope. Notre Dame women's basketball playing pretty well the last few games, including a good road win at Toledo. They're playing 19th ranked Marquette tomorrow. That'll be a battle. 1:30 South Bend time for the opening tip. We'll be on the air at 1:15.
Pretty difficult stretch coming up for Riley Cox and these LaVille Lancers as Cox misses the free throw and Valley still has a chance. They've got to hurry though. Trapiti. Now Dalrymple. Melanson for three. No, not that time. And it looks like LaVille is going to come out of here with the victory as the foul is called on Dalrymple with 9 seconds left. LaVille in its next 3 games plays Indianapolis Howe on December 29th. That's on a neutral court. And then North Judson here at Dale Cox Gymnasium January 5th. And a big game at Weinberg Gymnasium in Knox against the Redskins on January 11th.
They take their show on the road.
Cox now with 12 points. Michael Edison wants a timeout with 9 seconds left.
For the free throw shooting, Chuck, you know, you had them well scouted. You mentioned that they had been just dominant from the line, and they got there plenty here in the second half. And they've done a good job at the line. And, well, can't say enough about Luke Beeler getting it going finally in the ball game in that fourth quarter. He's been on fire. And Jared Beeler also throwing in 5 here. So only 3 players have scored in the second half for LaVille, but it's been enough.
Got a hankering for football. We'll take care of you on Pulse next Friday afternoon when Purdue plays in the Music City Bowl against the Auburn Tigers. Jeff Blum's Boilermakers trying to get another big bowl win. You'll hear it Friday afternoon at 1:30 on your home for Boilermaker football, Pulse FM.
And are they happy that he decided to stay in West Lafayette?
Absolutely. So Riley Cox can't get that one to go. Vikings will hustle up the floor. Trapiti launches the 3. It won't go. In fact, it's an air ball that goes out of bounds. And the LaVille Lancers will move to 8-0 on the season. Their 3rd win by 2 possessions or less as they beat the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings by a count up 50-44 here at Dale E. Cox Gymnasium. We'll be back with our post-game coverage, including our player of the game and our electrifying play of the game after this on 46.
Watching the WHME TV 46 High School Game of the Week, brought to you by
They're still celebrating here at Dale Cox Gymnasium, and why not? The home team, LaVille, wins its 34th in a row as they beat Tippecanoe Valley tonight by a count of 50-44. Chuck and Bob courtside, and I said before the game on 46 Picks on Facebook that the team that shot the ball the best in this game would win it, and that proved to be prophetic.
It really did, especially in the fourth quarter. And again, you know, the Beeler boys, we knew they were both key factors in the game for LaVille. And Jared was on fire the whole night. And Luke got it going in the fourth quarter. Really helped get that separation. And they got some other role players who did a good job defensively against Valley. But Valley turned the ball over in the second half, was a big factor.
Well, the kid that says he's the better looking of the Beeler cousins is standing by now with Bo Hunt. He's our IU South Bend Fulfilling the Promise player of the game.
We're standing by with our player of the game, Jared Beeler. Jared, first off, congratulations on the victory. 7 3-pointers tonight, 23 points. Just talk about this victory.
We worked hard. It was all because of my teammates. They got my shots. They were setting good screens, getting me the ball. Just a great game.
You guys are undefeated, but yet Tippy Valley comes in here. They showed a little bit more aggression than you guys did on the boards. What does that do to help prepare you guys for the future?
Well, it gets us a good look at a team like this that really crashes the board, and it's really good at that. Well, we got some things to work on in practice to clean up, and just ultimately it's a great win.
Talk about your teammates, and you talk about, a lot of teams have maybe 1 or 2 players that come out and step up. But you guys play so well together as a team. How does that come together?
We just play hard, we play smart. We've been playing together for a long time, so we just play well together.
Jared, thanks for your time. Congratulations being our player of the game.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Bo, and a Merry Christmas to you. And now, Bob, let's look at our electrical workers, Local 153. Electrifying play of the game. It happened at the very end of the third quarter tonight from Connor Wazorek.
And it was a big basket. They're trying to run down and get a last-second shot, and you're thinking maybe Luke Beeler, but they left Wazorek open, and he knocked it down. And that's, again, on a team like this, you're looking for guys that step up at the right time and made a big difference. A lot of momentum for the LaVille Lancers going to that fourth quarter where they took care of business.
Didn't take the shot the first time he was open on that possession. Decided to do it the second time, and it proved to be a huge shot for LaVille, which is now 8-0 on the year. But we mentioned they've got a tough stretch coming up. Indianapolis, Howe, North Judson, and Knox. For Valley, they fall to 5-4 on the year, but I think Chad Patrick comes away from this game saying, hey, look, fellas, we can play with some of the better teams around.
You got a good look, and I love what they do on the boards, and we know that that's one of the things that they work on is that rebounding opportunity. They had a good thing going. Again, they tried to maybe get a little too aggressive. They tried to answer back what LaVille was doing. Trapiti did some good things tonight, but they were able to, LaVille was able to force some turnovers, and that really kind of turned the tide there in the third quarter.
All right, my man, be safe going to Milwaukee tomorrow. Our thanks to you for watching this one. And our thanks to our 46 crew. Boy, if anybody deserves a Christmas vacation, it's these guys who have worked so hard since the middle of August, led by the crazy one, Deacon Torsmo, and the usual great team that we have each and every week. A reminder, Bob's got Notre Dame women's basketball tomorrow on Pulse FM, Saturday at 1:40 as the Irish take on Marquette. Tomorrow night at 6, it's IU and Jacksonville on the men's side. And our next broadcast on TV 46 comes from Warsaw on January 4th when the Tigers take on the Northridge Raiders. Now from my broadcast partners, the Hall of Famers, Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, Chuck Freeby. The final, LaVille 50, Valley 44. So long from little old Lakeville.